Are you looking to bend and want to know what the most affordable new construction options are? Good. That's what we're going to show you. It's like you read the title or something. So can I tell you something here real quick? I made a list of these most affordable new construction neighborhoods twice. You see, in my mind, I already knew which hoods were the cheaper ones, just kind of based on my knowledge and experience of the builders and the area and stuff like that. So I wrote down the list. And then when I actually started sitting down to write the script and compile all the information, I pulled up the local MLS and pulled up all the listings, and I was actually shocked to see who was on this list. So, this is the amended list, the more accurate list. And I myself am pleasantly surprised. Not really at the pricing per se. I mean, $500,000 for a condo is, well, let's just say I don't think anybody's really happy about the affordability factor here in Bend. But if you do want to live in the best town in America, these are the cheapest options we've got. So go ahead, subscribe on the way in, and let's get after it. First up, Monrovia. Now this is located down on the southeast side of town next to Jewell Elementary and the neighborhood of Sun Meadow. This is a small infill lot that has been developed and divided into 38 home sites. It's incredible how many homes they can fit on such a tiny piece of land. This was 5 acres on the nose and they put 38 homes in there. It's crazy. So the builder is D.R. Horton, and we've mentioned them in some of our other content. They are the nation's largest home builder. They've been building in Bend off and on, kind of depending on the economy, for decades now. These homes are and / will be 2-story homes ranging from 1,900 to 2,500 square feet. I believe they only have 4 out of the ground right now, so there's lots of opportunity here, and there's plenty more that will be coming to market soon. But here's what I think is the crazy part. You can buy a 2,050 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, standalone house, like, you know, not being attached to anything else, in Bend, brand new, for $593,000. Now, locals who, you know, have been living here for 50 years will see this and go, oh my gosh, $600,000 for a house in Bend, that's absurd, that's ridiculous. You know who you are. But some of you who know the market like I do will go, damn, that's a pretty good price. In fact, Monrovia has the lowest price per square foot, kind of on average, of any of the neighborhoods we're about to talk about today. All right, let's go ahead and move on up to a northeast side of town to check out a little small infill development that has been split up into 29 or 30 individual home sites. Artisan Village is directly east of 27th, right by Mountain View High School. Head north on 27th, take a right on Wells Acres, and it's just up the hill. Monte Vista is a local builder who has been building quality homes at affordable prices since 2014. Now, I'm actually shocked that it's only 2014 that they were founded. Maybe I'm getting old, but I could have sworn that they had been around a lot longer than that. In either case, they do a really good job. They build homes all over Central Oregon and strive to keep them affordable. We've sold a number of their homes in the past, and honestly, the process was pretty easy. Their tagline is dedicated to the American dream, and I can certainly get behind that. Okay, so currently, Artisan's Village is the latest neighborhood that Monte Vista is building in here in Bend. Actually, to be fair, I should quickly mention that there is another neighborhood. It's down south of town called Acapella, but there's only like 2 homes left. So it's basically sold out. In fact, by the time you see this video, depending on when this gets released, they might already be gone anyway, but that was their latest one. Artisan's Village itself is actually probably about halfway done as well. So there are like 9 lots left, basically. But here's what's kind of cool about all this. A, these homes, like the last neighborhood, Monrovia, are single family residences, like detached. Like these are standalone homes, front entry. They're not condos or townhomes or anything like that. B, of the 3 different floor plans that they are offering in this small little development, all of them are single level. That's huge and pretty unique. If you recall, Monrovia was all 2 stories. Homes also range from 1,400 to just under 1,900 square feet, and all priced in the low to mid 600s. Look, you are not gonna believe what builders made the last 3 neighborhoods on this list. I didn't even see it coming. But before we get to that, are you thinking about buying or selling here in the area? And if so, great, because my team and I would love to be your local real estate resource of choice. Feel free to reach out at your convenience by going to cromrealestate.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. Acadia Point. What's with all the A-named neighborhoods? With Acadia, we get to bring up a new builder, Lennar Homes. Now, Lennar is another national level builder. They're not local. We talked about D.R. Horton as being the #1 builder in America. Well, Lennar is another big builder. They're like in the top 10 as well. And as such, they also have the power to build at a scale that allows them to sell for less. Now, we are talking about affordability here. And because of that, I must just bring up again that many of the homes here are not quite built to the standard that most people have grown accustomed to here over the years. I guess what I'm saying is that most of the homes we're talking about here are entry level. That's why they are affordable, or more affordable than others. Sheesh. Now, what's different about Acadia is we have a larger development here to talk about. So there's some runway. If you don't buy a home today, there'll still be homes available 6 months to maybe a year from now, probably. Now, this development is located on the north side of town. I'm not gonna really say northeast, it's pretty much just north. There are a number of different floor plans, 8, I believe, in total, ranging from around 1,400 to 2,500 square feet. And I can't find a number on how many they will ultimately build, but I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere around the 125 to 150 homes mark. I know it's gonna be more than 100. And they've currently built, I would, again, probably guess to say about 50. I don't exactly have time to count all the rooftops on satellite or to go drive over there and count them all, but they're probably not quite halfway finished. There's currently only one property listed for sale on the MLS, which I find kind of funny that there's only one, and it's a 2,061 square foot 2-story home for $617,000. I will also say this. Before you even step into a Lennar home, pay attention, talk to your actual real estate professional first. Like, call me or Shannon or whoever you know, like, and trust. Because Lennar, I shouldn't say this because it's not always true, tends to sell with a little bit of pressure. So don't sign anything or give them your information. Truth be told, I'm a little salty about how they do business, but they build affordable houses nonetheless. Moving on. Stevens Ranch. Now, we just talked about Stevens Ranch a few weeks back, so I won't spend too much time on it. Located on the southeast side of town, this development is going to be absolutely massive and will be ongoing for the next decade or two. I'll pause to let that sink in. I'll also add that we've gotten some comments on our channel recently about the quality of homes that are going to be built out here, because this is going to be another D.R. Horton community. So, here's my take on it. First of all, I get it. D.R. Horton would not be my first choice for who I wanted to build my new construction home either. We've sold a few over the years, and the final walkthroughs weren't great. But I will also defend them in saying that it's been years since we've sold to D.R. Horton, and they weren't exactly established in the area yet. They didn't have theirs. They clearly didn't have their systems or their processes set and up to speed. Look, there are only so many contractors and trades here in the area. I will be willing to bet that the same people that paint or roof or frame, say, Hayden Homes, also do Pahlisch homes and also probably do D.R. Horton homes. I mean, I could be wrong, but I do also know that it does take some time for builders to kind of perfect their production, if that makes sense. Walls are all made out of 2x4s and sheetrock. Framing codes are the same, no matter who the builder is. You know, there is a time when Pahlisch wasn't so polished. Now, boy, they are the bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. So maybe give D.R. Horton a chance to prove that they can build a good product here in Bend. Because with 4,000 homes in this neighborhood, they're not going anywhere. Somebody's gonna have to buy them. Meridian. Uh-oh. I didn't think that last segment through because it appears like I was talking about Pahlisch to lead right into Pahlisch homes, but that was just a coincidence. Okay, but since we are here, we'll just go ahead and say that Pahlisch does have their bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam together. They have been consistently producing great homes here in Central Oregon for decades. And just to lay it all out there, they aren't really known for being just entry level like all of the other builders we've thus talked about. So it was quite shocking to see Pahlisch neighborhoods on a list of the cheapest homes that are available in Bend right now. But that's exactly what Meridian is offering. Now, on a price per square foot basis, they still are more expensive than the majority of other homes on this list. But we are still talking about a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-level Pahlisch home for $620,000. Wow. And a 2-bedroom, 1,100 square foot house for $550,000. Ah, see, you're interested now, huh? Okay, so Meridian is the redheaded stepchild to Petrosa, if you're familiar. Don't worry, that's not a diss. I'm a redhead stepchild too. So on the northeast side of town, right across the street from Petrosa, we have this cute little chunk of land that has been developed into about 49-ish, if I counted them right, new home sites. There's a small handful that are already out of the ground with plenty more to come. Now it doesn't have all the bells and whistles like Petrosa does. There's no pool, workout facility, splash pad, or clubhouse with enough public grills to have the Great American Showdown, but she's got it where it counts. Great homes at a surprisingly lower price point that you would normally find for a Pahlisch home. But the fun doesn't stop there. See, this was my point earlier. I wouldn't have assumed to put Pahlisch on a list of most affordable homes, new construction neighborhood homes. But dang, Petrosa's got some really good options too, and that's like the second neighborhood. And Easton really isn't far behind either. Look at this. You can get a 1,400 square foot townhouse for $499. Huh? I was shocked, honestly. Plus, occasionally, depending on the actual specific house, they throw in incentives for rate buy downs or builder upgrades. Now yes, these are townhomes, but you get so much more here. First of all, just like across the street in Meridian, this is a Pahlisch built home. They build a fantastic product, and I would not say that it's entry level. I'm not paid or endorsed by Pahlisch by any means. I'm just a fan. I think they build a good product. Now, I've got other issues with them, perhaps on their contractual side of how they do business, but I'll save that for a different video. We're not going to jump down that rabbit hole. Then, this is also in Petrosa, which in my opinion is one of the best master plan developments in Bend. To put it this way, I recently just did another video talking about my favorite new construction neighborhoods in Bend overall. Not the most affordable or the cheapest, just my faves. And Petrosa actually landed at the top of that list as well. So if you are looking to buy here in Bend and a townhouse as a style of home is on the table for you, I would strongly consider looking here. Heck, they even have a cottage here right now that's like 2,000 square feet for $650,000. Anyway, so if you are considering new construction here in the area, let me just leave you with this quick word of warning. It is important to have your own buyer representation when buying a new construction house, not because we have a ton of leverage to bend the will of some gigantic national home builder to the will of one individual buyer, because oftentimes we have to completely play by the rules and we don't really have any negotiating leverage, but we do oftentimes have the experience to know what to look out for, what to expect, how to prepare you for the process. Sometimes the transaction goes perfectly smooth, and sometimes we do have to get our hands dirty and call out things when they don't go according to plan and not just allow a mistake to be swept under the rug. And lastly, if you're hoping to perhaps save a little money by foregoing the buyer's side compensation, I'll also just tell you the truth. That's just not how it works. The builder in many cases just simply keeps the other buyer commission. So you might as well use it to have your own guide and your own extra set of eyes to look over the whole process and make sure you're protected in this purchase. Guys, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching, and just remember, we're here for you. And we're over there too, in the next video.